www.instrumentals.com.
Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Slapside back with some high assault kill streak gameplay on Fallen, and this is some awesome gameplay, guys. I hope you really enjoy it. I know I've been MIA for a while, guys, and the reason for that is because I've been studying, I've been reading, and I've been doing a lot of shit, guys. So sorry about that, guys. I'm happy to finally be here and talk to you guys. Today is Friday the 13th, and I don't really believe in all that stuff, but I do like to scare myself and watch movies like Jason, Exorcist, stuff like that. I usually like to watch scary movies, but I don't know what I'm going to do today. I actually might have to go up north, and I probably got to drive like 2 hours away, meet up with my cousin, see what's up with him. But Friday the 13th, you know, they say that Friday the 13th is a bad, unlucky day because I guess like the Knights of the Templar, back in the days, back in history, they got killed, and they were protecting the Holy Grail or something like that, the bloodline to Lord, you know, or whatever. It's just some like crazy story. Supposedly that's what I read. I used to read a lot of books. I actually still read a lot of books. I'm reading this book right now, guys, and this book is just great. It's called The Wind-Up Chronicle, and it's about Japan, pretty much their culture and stuff. And man, I would really like to visit Japan one day. This author, he's a Japanese author, and this book is crazy. I feel like I'm a detective, and I'm just unraveling this book. I just feel like I gotta keep reading it because I gotta know what's gonna happen next. I don't know if you guys like to read, but I really love to read, and that's one of my passions right now. I've been reading a lot of books. The last book I read was called Unbroken, and when I read that book, it's actually a true story. It's a nonfiction book, and it's about this guy who was actually in the Air Force. The Air Force was actually the Army back in the days, in World War II days, and this guy was in the Olympics. He was a Italian dude, and he actually went to World War II. He was flying the jet or the airplane, and he fell into the ocean, and him and his crew got lost in the sea. They got lost in the sea. All they had was a raft, and there was like 3 of them. One of them died, and the way they would have to survive is just pretty much get their canteens, let the rain fall, drink that water, and then they would have to like wait till birds land on the raft and kill that bird and eat it the way it was. It was just like, damn, that's gross, but you got to survive. And then after that, the POWs, I mean the Japanese, found them. They were on a boat because they started just, you know, just sailing. The raft just kept going on by the tides, by the currency of the water, currents of the water, I mean. And the Japanese found them. And in that time, we were actually in war with Japan and all that. And you guys know that, World War II. Actually, man, World War II is one of my favorite wars. I mean, I think that that's what made America. I mean, that's why we're the most powerful today, because that war was just like so hard to fight. And it was just crazy because, like I said, back to the story, the Japanese found him, and they made him a POW, and they were just shitting on him. You know, they would make him just like eat shit. You know, they would just like pee on him. They would like sock him in the face. They would just fuck him up. And one day he was just like broken ribs. He got everything, and then pretty much, you know, Japanese lost that war. And it's just crazy, man, because this new book I'm reading is called Wind-Up Bird, and it's also kind of like a reflection off the Japanese side. You know, the Japanese were kind of like fighting against, they were kind of not in good terms with Mongolia and stuff like that. They were actually fighting in Manchuria and stuff like that, and you get to see the other side of what Japan was facing. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, even though I know I'm here in America and stuff, you know, I get to see the other side of the war. Like, how did they see it? What was their perception on the war? You know, it's just really good to read books that kind of like reflect off each other. You know, like you don't just see one side. You know, I think that it's good to see both sides of the story in any situation, because a lot of people are one-sided, and I don't really like one-sided people. I think it's better if you're a little bit more open-minded. So I don't know, these books are just really making me think a little crazy, and I just love reading books because I want to get better at my commentaries. I want to be able to speak with a little bit better vocabulary, because my vocabulary is kind of weak. I got very small vocabulary, so whenever I talk, I just keep it simple, but it's all good as long as I could kind of like get a point across. Then I guess you guys are cool with it. But you know, I really want to step up my vocab and stuff like that, because you know, if you're gonna be a rapper, you're gonna do poetry, whatever, you need some vocab, and you can't just be using the same shit. But the thing tight about rap is you just need to have swag. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have good delivery. And I don't know how I'm talking about rap all of a sudden, but you know, I think that literature just goes hand in hand with music, and you know, music is actually a feel, and man, it's just a different concept in life. I don't even want to go into it, but let's talk about the gameplay here, guys. Sorry I'm getting a little off track, but I just felt like talking about that because that's actually what's going on in my life right now. You know, I'm just really studying. Actually want to trying to enroll in some computer classes because I need to get my life going, man. I feel like I'm not really doing anything meaningful right now. I'm just really just chilling, man. And I feel like I need to just get shit going, man. I'm still growing, you know, I'm kind of getting old, and I just really want to get my life together, man. I mean, it just seems like the way we were brought up in America, you know, we didn't have, like for me, I didn't have enough hardship when growing up as a kid. I always had it handed down to me a little bit, and, you know, one day life hit me because my parents got divorced, and when they got divorced, it just was a very confusing time in my life, and I really didn't understand. So at the age of 10, guys, I was really rebellious. I was like, fuck life. I was a bad kid. I started like just hanging out with the bad kids. I started drinking, smoking. I started just like partying, and I just didn't give a fuck, man. I really was a kid that just did not give a shit. I had no purpose in life, I felt. And as time went on, you know, you start to just hit the rock bottom. You hit the bottom, and you're just like, you look around and you're just like, man, dude, like, is this really what I want with life? And then you start to really open up your mind as you get older. As you get wiser, you start to look at life in a different light, and you just tell yourself, you know, you only live once. YOLO. You only live once. And honestly, guys, you got to make shit happen. You can't watch shit happen. You got to make shit happen. So I started getting more braver. I started getting more, you know, with life. And I just started to like tell myself, you know, what is it about? You know, I mean, a lot of people make it in this world without going to school, whatever it may be and stuff. And I just said, hey, man, you know, gotta really start studying, you know, get this shit done, because, man, I feel like I just really just got lost in life. You know, I can't really say the divorce fucked shit up, but, you know, things happen for a reason, and life has to flow in a certain way. And if things are clogging up the flow of life, it's gonna have to change. Life is gonna have to change, and that's the way I see it. So if you guys are going through some hard times right now, I know some people may have to feed their kids. Some people have it worse than me, and I'm just fortunate, and I understand the struggle, guys. And, you know, me, like my family, we come from a very poverty type of area. And when I went back, you know, because I'm actually from I'm born in Germany, because, you know, but my family, they're from the islands, and pretty much, you know, like over there in the Philippine island. And but I was raised in America and stuff. But I went back there and I saw how they lived, and I just saw a bunch of naked kids. I saw like just pretty much the third world hustle, man. I mean, it was really like some third world country shit. And just looking back at that, it made me just realize my roots, you know, when I was a kid. So that kind of like changed my life. It made me understand what life's about. And when I was out there, man, I went through some crazy shit, man. I've experienced like so much shit that I could ever experience in my life. I pretty much almost drowned out there. I was in the ocean, right? And I don't know why water has to be part of my life like that. Maybe because I'm an Aquarius. No, that's corny. But I almost drowned, and luckily, man, I think I could have died that day. I'm not playing around. Like, I drowned, and luckily one of my cousins, they got me, because I don't know what I was doing in the water. Like, I was in the shallow water. Then all of a sudden I fucking started drowning. It got deeper, and life just really changed, like, quickly. I started thinking about life. I started thinking about all the things I had around me and the people. And you just start to see life differently when you experience a near-death situation, like a near-death experience. I'm telling you guys, like, death is kind of like what will wake you up and understand what you got to do. I mean, if everyone was healthy, if everyone lived forever, I don't think the world would be as crazy as it is. I don't think the world would be as crazy. I mean, I don't think there would be like crazy stories. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm getting a little deep here, guys. But I don't know why I'm saying all this, but this is pretty much some real shit, some more personal shit. And I know I said shit like 8 times, but you know what it is, guys. It's your boy, Mr. Slapside. I hope you guys like this gameplay. It's just a assault kill streak M.O.A.B, and I'll be back with more gameplay for sure. 50 plus, baby. Peace.